I mean, if we really think about it, would anybody ever agree that a $2,000 tote is worth it? Hey guys, and welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is May, and on this channel we talk way too much about handbags. I definitely love sharing a little bit of fashion inspiration and throwing travel vlogs from time to time. So if that is something that interests you, I would love for you to consider subscribing down below. Today I wanted to get into a question that I get a ton, and that is if a specific handbag is still worth it. Now, the price increases of these luxury bags are kind of getting out of control from time to time, so I definitely see why people ask anybody that has a particular handbag if they still would consider it and if they think it's worth it. I know that most of these handbags I've had for a couple of years now, and when I look at the prices that they are now, it really makes me think about whether or not I would still consider adding them to my collection. So I wanted to dive into a specific fashion house and 5 classic bags that I consider to be icons for that fashion house, and that would be Louis Vuitton. Alright, so let's start off with the handbag that I believe to be Louis Vuitton's main classic, and that is the Speedy. In particular, I wanted to mention the Speedy 30. Mine isn't the 35. I brought it out for a little bit of eye candy, but I'll make sure to somewhere on the screen put a picture of the Speedy 30. And the 30 currently retails at $1,550, so $1,550 USD. Now, do I think that the bag is worth it? And personally, I would say no. The Speedy is a very simple yet classic handbag. However, I feel like it does not have enough versatility for that price point. So as you can see, it is a top handle bag, so you can carry it obviously top handle, or you can go ahead and incorporate it in the crook of your arm if you wanted to go for that look. But that's pretty much it. So it is a very nice silhouette, and I did go with the size 30 because I feel like that one is very suitable for anybody, no matter what it is that they want to use it for, whether it's going to be an everyday, whether it's going to be a travel bag, or if it's going to be a bag that you're going to take into the office. However, even though I did mention that I don't think it is worth it, I will say that if you can splurge a little bit more and spend an extra $300 or so, I would recommend that you go for the bandolier option. Right now, the Speedy bandolier in the 30 size is going for $1,890. So even adding that extra $300 or so, I absolutely think that it is worth it. You have a lot more versatility. Once you add that adjustable strap, you can use the strap on the shoulder, you can use it crossbody, you can remove one of the pieces from the strap and use it as a short shoulder bag. You can then also keep using it as a top handle bag and as a crook of your arm kind of bag. And you can remove the strap altogether, and it still sort of gives you that classic Speedy look. Yes, it does have the little bandolier straps on the sides, but to be honest, I just think that that adds a little bit more of an edgy look to the bag, and I'm all for that. So my honest opinion is, if you're already thinking about splurging in a luxury handbag from the Louis Vuitton fashion house, I think you're better off saving the extra $300 to $400 and adding the bandolier option rather than the classic Speedy. This one here gives you all of the benefits the classic Speedy offers, plus so much more, and I honestly think that those extra $400 will totally pay off. Now let's jump into another handbag which I think is totally worth the splurge, and that is the Alma silhouette from Louis Vuitton. Now here in particular, I'm going with either the BB or the PM size. In my opinion, the Alma silhouette is very classic to the fashion house. It's been around for many, many years, and they've actually just released it in other leathers or in different colors or in different sizes. The BB has only been around for, I think, a couple of years, but it's been a hit for the fashion house, and I definitely see all the rave about it. It currently retails for $1,790 here in the States, and the PM retails for $1,960, so only $200 more. But if you did see my video of where I get into what your first luxury handbag should be, I did mention that you shouldn't let the price difference of a handbag deviate you from what you initially went in for, and that applies to the Alma in this case as well. The Alma BB is a very small option compared to the PM, so it really just depends on your lifestyle and what you really want to use the handbag for. If you're considering adding the handbag for office wear and everyday wear, then I definitely would recommend going the PM route, and I do think it's worth it because it's just one of those bags that you can incorporate from day to night very, very easily. However, you do have the BB size for those of you that just like to carry a lot less, and like to have a cute little option for a crossbody. Regardless of the fact whether you choose to go the BB route or a little bit larger and choose the PM, I really feel like the Alma is an iconic silhouette to the fashion house, and right under $2,000 for either or, I really think it is worth it. Alright, now let's head into another basic style of the fashion house, and that is the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. Mine in particular is in the size MM. Now, to be honest with you, I had a little bit of a hard time deciding whether or not this one is still worth it. The MM and the GM both are retailing over $2,000 at the moment. And for a tote bag, I felt like that was a little bit overpriced in my opinion. However, if you are considering, I do think that the GM would be the route to go. I just feel like for that price point, I want to be able to get as much versatility as I possibly can from my handbag, and the GM will allow you to have that. Being a larger tote, you'll be able to use it for a lot more things. You'll be able to take it into the office, travel, a bag park, a beach bag. I know some people use them. I personally would never take my Louis bags to the beach, but to each their own. So I just think that it gives you that much more versatility that you do want in a bag, especially for that price point. My MM has the possibility, as well as the GM, to cinch in the sides, but once I do that to the MM, it definitely gets a little bit smaller. However, when you do that to the GM, you still have a lot of space to play with inside of the bag. I personally got my Neverfull, I think, for under $1,100. So to think that now they are over $2,000 really just blows my mind. However, do I think it's still worth it? I would say yes, but in the GM size. Now, moving into the fourth option, and this one is very near to my heart, and that is the Louis Vuitton Pochette Metis. I recently just got the reverse monogram. I'll make sure to link that video down below because it is definitely a very interesting one. And you guys know I love this bag. I feel like this bag just goes so well with my personal style. If you are a casual dresser, it's just such an easy bag to grab and go. And even if I wanted to dress it up a little bit, I can always do like the little doctor suitcase vibe and grab it by the top handle and just use it like so. I gotta be honest with you, I probably hold it like this just for a quick picture or two, but I never really take it out without the crossbody strap. I really just enjoy having the versatility that if I want to throw it over my shoulder or if I want to put it on crossbody and be hands-free, I can do that. Now, getting into the fact of, do I still think that this piece is worth it? This one in particular, the canvas, both on reverse or in the regular monogram, are currently retailing for $2,570. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys because that is why I assume you come to this video. You just love to get the real, raw opinions that we share on here. And I paid I paid about $1,800 and something for mine. I got it back in 2018, and under $2,000, I would 125% say yes, this bag is totally worth it, go for it. However, if you are thinking about adding this bag to your collection now at the current price point, unfortunately, I would say no. Personally, for me, I feel like it just doesn't give that amount of versatility that I would like from a handbag at that price point. As I said, it is a very nice bag and I personally love mine. I think it's very easy to use from day to day, but it is a smaller bag. You do need to minimize whatever it is that you choose to put in here. I don't think it's a bag that you're going to be able to take into the office. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I would go into an office setting, I would carry a lot of things with me. So for that reason, I really don't think that at the current price point, this one is worth it. It really pains me to say that because it is such a beautiful bag and I have really grown to love it so much. But another main thing that the Pochette Metis is known for is the glazing issues. If you see my recent unboxing video, you will understand one of the reasons why I feel like you're totally risking it by adding this bag into your collection and hoping that you don't have any glazing issues in the future. I know that it can happen with any other bag, but in particular, the Pochette Metis definitely has a bad rep for it. So we're spending over $2,600–2,700 on a bag that potentially in a couple of months can have some sort of issues. And when you go into the store, you don't really know what kind of experience you're gonna get when you wanna send it off for repair. So if you're willing to risk it and you really like the bag that much, then absolutely go for it. I'm sure you're gonna love it. But if you're on the fence and you really don't know if you wanna add it for those particular reasons, I would say just hold off, do your research on maybe a more versatile bag and then go for that one instead. Now, my fifth and final piece is a little bit of an honorable mention because it's not really a handbag, but it's one that I know so many people adore from the fashion house, and I get asked the question of would I still buy one at the current price point that it is right now, and that is none other than the Louis Vuitton mini Pochette. And guys, to say it quite frankly, very honest and very simple, the answer is no. Now, you're gonna say, May, you have a limited edition one. I'm sure you spent an arm and a leg for that one, and I didn't. This one was actually added about 3 years back, and it was under $500, even being the limited edition. I know that the regular canvas was about $400 at that point in time, but this one is just really special to me. We lived in Paris for a period of time, so anything Paris related always kind of captures my heart. And when this one came out, I didn't have a mini Pochette at that time, so I knew that I wanted to add this one in specifically. However, the mini Pochette is currently retailing for $745, you guys. And for a small, very non-functional pouch, I don't think it's worth it at all. I would definitely put my money towards something else. I know that so many people love it, and I get it. Once I have mine, I understood and I really enjoy it too. But to be honest with you, I would be perfectly fine without it. I actually love using my Toiletry 15 as well. I know those are discontinued, but I'm just giving you an example that you can really just incorporate any other kind of pouch, maybe even from another fashion house in that matter. I was actually talking to a friend of mine on Instagram, and she was mentioning that she actually wanted to add the Gucci cosmetic pouch. It's really cute. It's very small. It has the whole monogram look to it, and I think it's under 300 or 400 bucks. So that price point I can get behind. As I said, we are talking about luxury pieces here, so that's more or less an understandable price point, at least for my budget. However, over $800 after taxes, I just can't see it, and I really can't justify it. I know that people say that it's very versatile. You can always remove this little chain, put it on the other side, and use it as a wristlet. But you guys, this barely fits anything. If you choose to add a phone, you have to see what phone you have. I don't even think it fits like the regular size phones that are out right now. It definitely does not fit my 13 Pro Max. I have the case here because I do film on it. And as you can see, it's a lot bigger than the actual pouch. And if you want to put anything inside of the pouch, that's just going to take more space as well. So it's going to make it even more difficult for you to fit anything else that you need. I have heard of people saying it's a great piece to just have inside of your handbag and then use if you need to run a quick little errand. But to be honest with you, I have a very organized pouch system that I have inside of my handbags. So I would probably be using this pouch for something. If I then need to remove the things that I have in the pouch to maybe put in my car keys or a little card holder or a little lipstick and something like that, to then be able to use this pouch outside of my handbag to run a quick little errand, guys, I'm not going through that mission personally. So I really hardly doubt that anybody has it and uses it with that mindset. I think if you have the pouch, you just use it as what it's meant to be, a little catch-all, and just keep your things inside and then just move it from one handbag to the other. That's how I've been using it since I added it to my collection. It's pretty much my little junk drawer, as we like to call it. Also, the lining is not a wipeable lining, so I feel like if it was, maybe you can justify the price of it because it is something that's a little bit more versatile and more carefree. However, with it being a textile or like a fabric lining, you do run the risk that if you do use it for like lipsticks or makeup, it could get stained potentially if any of your items open inside. So just keep that in mind. As I said, this one is kind of like in the Pochette Metis category as well. I love mine now that I have it, and I definitely see all the rave about it. But if I did not have this piece and it was retailing for the price that it is right now at $745, I would absolutely not add it into my collection. Alright, so there you have it. Those were my 2 cents of these specific 5 items from Louis Vuitton and whether or not I think they're still worth it to add into your collection. I know that there are a lot of people that don't have to think twice when adding something luxurious or something very expensive into their collection, but I personally like to consider what I'm going to use the handbag for. I just don't want to have a handbag that I'm going to obtain and then have it sit on a shelf. I really want to incorporate it on my day-to-day, have various ways that I can use it as well, just to get more of my money's worth. We're not talking about $50 here. Some of these bags, as you can tell, range over $2,000, and that's not a small penny for, I think, the majority of us. So for that reason, I wanted to be honest about my thoughts on them and whether or not I still think that they're worth adding into your collection. I hope I wasn't too harsh on the ones that I said definitely no for. Of course, I want to hear your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any that you have been considering and whether or not this video helped you on whether you should add it to your collection or not. Let me know if you sold any of these pieces and regretted it. Sometimes I think about selling my Neverfull just because I don't use it so much, but as I mentioned, I got her for $1,100, you guys, and I don't want to sell it and then 2 or 3 months down the road regret it, and now I have to pay double, God knows if triple the price at the pace that we're going with these price increases. So for that reason, I'm very happy with my very small curated Louis Vuitton collection. The Alma BB is definitely on the wish list and I'm hoping to add her very soon because I really do feel like that is a very, very classic piece to Louis Vuitton. So if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I appreciate you as always for coming back and watching today, and I hope to catch you guys all in my next one. Bye everyone.